In modern warfare, extreme velocity dictates survival. When a weapon shatters the sound barrier, it outpaces human reaction. That harsh reality defined the skies over the Himalayas in May 2025. During Operation Sindoor, India launched a series of precision strikes against militant infrastructure deep inside Pakistan, operating in one of the most rugged, high-altitude theaters on Earth. To execute those strikes, the Indian Air Force relied entirely on systems developed and assembled at home. Ground crews armed modified Sukhoi 30 MKI fighter jets with the air-launched BrahMos cruise missile, allowing India to project power without depending on foreign supply chains. This tactical map shows exactly why the strike succeeded. Traveling at Mach 2.8, nearly 3 times the speed of sound, the BrahMos vectors moved so fast they bypassed the detection radius of standard surface-to-air radar networks before enemy interceptors could secure a lock. Operation Sindoor proved that extreme speed guarantees a tactical advantage. That realization became the immediate catalyst for India's military planners to accelerate their next, far more ambitious leap in propulsion technology. India's journey to high-speed dominance started decades earlier with its first indigenous steps into tactical weaponry. The Prithvi missile, a short-range ballistic system, laid the early foundation for the country's domestic aerospace engineering. The strategy then expanded to secure the broader subcontinent. Engineers scaled up their designs to build the Agni-5, a long-range ballistic missile capable of delivering a nuclear deterrent across thousands of miles. That decades-long evolution peaked with the BrahMos supersonic cruise missile. Born from a highly successful joint venture between India and Russia, it combined precise navigation with a ramjet engine to set the current baseline for high-speed strike capabilities. But military hardware exists in a constant state of counter-innovation. Regional adversaries are rapidly upgrading their own radar arrays and surface-to-air interceptors, specifically tuning their algorithms to track and destroy incoming Mach 3 threats. Simply building more rockets with standard propulsion will eventually yield diminishing returns. To maintain a credible, long-term deterrent, India has to push past traditional aerodynamics and leap into an entirely new realm of physics. At speeds of Mach 5 and beyond, velocity becomes so extreme that the surrounding atmosphere physically changes its state. A standard ballistic missile follows a predictable parabolic curve. A hypersonic weapon stays low on a jagged trajectory. By actively dodging while traveling over a mile a second, it breaks the predictive math interceptor algorithms rely on to calculate a kill zone. India's ambitious answer to this physical frontier is the BrahMos 2. Currently in joint development with Russia, this next-generation system is designed to hit speeds up to Mach 8, crossing firmly into hypersonic territory. A hypersonic vehicle's ability to evade detection transforms it into an invisible first-strike weapon, forcing a complete reset of the global deterrence balance. Standard rockets carry heavy liquid oxygen tanks, restricting their speed. India solves this with the scramjet engine. Instead of tanks, it scoops incoming air, compresses it into a bottleneck using sheer supersonic speed, and ignites it for continuous thrust. But flying at Mach 8 through the dense lower atmosphere generates catastrophic levels of friction. The air slamming into the front of the missile is superheated to an extreme degree that it transitions into a state of plasma, wrapping the vehicle in a blazing layer called a plasma sheath. This sheath creates an engineering nightmare. The electrically charged plasma acts like a solid shield that completely blocks radio signals, blinding the missile's internal GPS and targeting systems, while the intense thermal load threatens to physically melt the titanium chassis. Mastering the scramjet engine and neutralizing the plasma sheath provides a nation with a strike capability that standard air defenses are physically unable to stop. Stepping out of the laboratory and onto the geopolitical map, India's hypersonic program is deeply rooted in its regional identity. The very name BrahMos draws its first half from the Brahmaputra River, symbolizing the domestic stakes of this technological race. India requires these stealthy, high-speed capabilities to guarantee a credible deterrent against its neighbors. Specifically, the military needs to penetrate China's rapidly expanding anti-access and area denial bubbles, bypassing advanced conventional threats like the J-10 fighter jet. This world map highlights the highly exclusive club of nations actively fielding or testing these systems. With the US, Russia's Avangard program, China's DFCF, and India's upcoming projects, the map reveals a Cold War defined entirely by aerodynamic speed. To bridge the immense technological gap in this race, India relies on its ongoing defense partnership with Russia. The BrahMos aerospace joint venture provides critical shared data and aerodynamic testing facilities, significantly compressing the development timeline. Developing a working hypersonic glide vehicle is no longer treated as an optional military upgrade. For the Indian Armed Forces, it is the absolute prerequisite for maintaining sovereignty and projecting power in a densely armed multipolar Asia. Commanding these ultra-fast weapons in future conflicts will require sweeping organizational changes extending far beyond the missiles themselves. Following Operation Sindoor, General Anil Chauhan noted that India's recent military actions established a new baseline for conventional operations. To maintain that strategic reach, the military's internal structure has to evolve at the same pace as its hardware. To successfully guide a Mach 8 weapon to its target, India is proposing a dedicated integrated rocket force. This specialized branch would centralize advances in autonomous targeting and sovereign satellite tracking to monitor trajectories moving at a mile per second. Operation Sindoor proved that combining raw speed with indigenous technology secures the skies today. But tomorrow's security and the balance of power across the entire Indo-Pacific relies entirely on breaking the hypersonic barrier. Do you believe India's investment in scramjet technology will successfully secure its position in the global hypersonic race? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe and like the video for more deep dives into aerospace technology.